And joining us right now on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line, you know him, you love him, and if you don't know him, you love him. Well, why not just buy a shirt with his beautiful face on it? That's right. This is in conjunction there, Hollis Thomas, with Philly Sports Trips and Philly Sports Shirts. Where can I get my damn Skippy Hollis Thomas shirt?
On phillysportshirts.com, and just hit the damn Skippy button amongst the other buttons. They have some other shirts on there, but I strongly suggest the damn Skippy shirt. I think they got them in black and white. Some people were saying, why didn't I go with the green color? I didn't want any copyrights with the birds there. You know, sometimes when you pick the green, they were like, hey, where's our cut? Not this time, pal.
You are a savvy businessman as per usual. How you been, my friend?
I've been pretty good. Well, the savvy part it actually came about when I actually had somebody put up out a flyer, and it had a little bit of the logo showing, and they called me and asked me, hey, could you take that down, please? I was like, oh yeah, I can take it down. And but I already knew, because of being a former union rep, it's like you know that they had the same thing with LeVar Arrington, because he put like Washington Redskins, something all-time great. And if you don't put former in there, then it's a copyright infringement, or they want a piece of the pie.
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, because, and you know what, and rightfully so, because the NFL is just doing, I mean, they're just hard up on money right now.
Oh, yeah,
it's
man,
tough times.
Man. Yeah, it's Daniel Snyder is stealing from him, you know?
Yeah, really.
He really is. Yeah, that was true, but it was funny, but you know. But
funny because it's true.
Yeah, obviously we're not here to talk about that. We're here to get into the birds and my love-hate fest for Jonathan Gannon. I don't want to take over your show, but I've been itching to talk about this crap all week long. After watching that game, man, this is the second year and a half of watching his passive aggressive nature as a defensive coordinator. You cannot be that way as a defensive coordinator. You must attack, force the issue. We have last year you can make concessions because you can say we didn't have the personnel to do whatever you want. Now we do. What's your damn excuse? Case in point, and I know I'm not the only one that's seen this, and not the only. You don't even have to be a defensive-minded person to know that why are you dropping Hassan Reddick or Robert Quinn? Why are you dropping them into coverage? One of them had 18.5 sacks last year, and one of them has had like 30 or 40 sacks in his past 3 or 4 years. What the hell are they doing in coverage? The last game, the Houston Texans game, the second touchdown pass, I was really pissed because they rushed 3 from one side, did not have contain on the right side. He scrambles out to the right, where Hassan Reddick has dropped inexplicably, and he scrambles and throws a touchdown pass. So that same crap on this past Monday night. He's been running the same stupid concept since he's been here. Vic Fangio's in the building. Why not use him? Time's yours.
So Hollis, thanks for having me on the show. It's good to see you. But no, in all seriousness, I don't mind if someone like you, a second, my friend, there's a reason I have you on is for your vast knowledge and your business accoutrement. Anyway, but it also, like, I thought the Vic Fangio influence on this defense was showing its face for the vast majority of the season, which is why this was such a tough pill to swallow. Not that I think Jonathan Gannon throughout this season has like evolved into Jim Johnson or Buddy Ryan or anything like that. But for me, I at least saw improvement. There was a little bit more aggression. And then it really seems like the last 2 weeks. Yeah, that was a facade. Okay, that was a facade. Yes. You're right. You're right. The minute you start dropping those guys in the coverage, the coverage, you're thinking to yourself, well, hold on a second. I understand the people that call out other people for saying just blitz. You got to blitz all the time. Like, no, hold on a second. If you have guys that have showed in their career history, they're pretty good at getting the quarterback. Why not just unleash the hounds and let them get after the quarterback like a guy like Robert Woods has done and a guy like Hassan Reddick has done? That's
Robert Quinn. And that's,
Robert Quinn. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. I unleash the fury. Unleash the fury. Now, it was seen that we are in agreement. I think the facade was he ran some stunts and stuff early on in the season, and you saw some blitzes, and we have a secondary that can handle that type of situation. But not only that, it's not like we've been playing against like Tom Brady's or or the Peyton Mannings of the world, or the Josh Allens or the Patrick Mahomes, who are great under pressure. We're playing against Taylor Heineke, David Mills. Are you kidding me? There's no way on God's green earth that they're supposed to be standing back there heating up our defensive secondary the way it is. The one thing that you can't do is put your secondary in a bind. Our secondary was in a bind all day long yesterday, on Monday. Sorry. It's still fresh in my head because it just stinks to the high heaven. There's no way that we should have this type of talent, and we should be giving up. Dude, we gave up a 16-play drive. A 16-play drive. You know how long our offense had the ball for in the first half? 5 minutes.
Yep.
5 minutes. I was like, hey, you give it up, and it's like when you play the passive-aggressive nature, it's like, and a lot of people was like, well, Fletcher is losing this and that. If you put the guys where the offense knows they're going to be every time, all you have to do is double team, rub double, and the linebackers are just standing there because they're rub double. They ran the same 2 plays that the Houston Texans ran on us. They were running left and right with a rub double zone. Rub double means they double team the defensive tackle, and once they get some movement, the other guy goes up to the linebacker. And the guys were getting 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, sometimes 8 or 9 yards. On the first down, you lost. If the offense gets 3 yards or more, you have lost first down. If they get 3 yards or more, you have lost first down defensively. We've been getting our ass handed to us on a weekly basis, but we've been getting by because we've been winning. Our offense has been putting up numbers, and this is the point where the true champion shows up. Let's say defense wins championships. Well, when you have a good defense, you're able to stop the run, and you're able to run the ball. We can run the ball, but we cannot stop anything. And Jordan Davis would have been cool, but eventually they would have started moving the crowd on him. If you look, it's Jonathan Gannon's inability to put our defensive players in winning positions. There's no other way I can say it. That's the nicest I can say it without cursing.
No. Okay. All right. You know what? All right. So we'll just talk more about rub doubles later because there's something about you saying that just makes me giggle. But then second, I don't know if you saw what Fletcher Cox had to say about playing 70 snaps, which was 84% of the snaps for the Eagles on defense on Monday night. I don't know if did you see what Fletcher Cox said?
No, what did he say?
Oh, okay. This you'll enjoy this because while you don't curse, he will. This is from Jeff McClain's Twitter account asking Fletcher Cox about the 70 snaps he played against Washington. And he said, "You really want to know the truth?" And this is from Fletcher Cox, quote, "You really want to know the truth? I feel like shit. It ain't a good feeling. But you do want, but you do what you need to do to win the game. 70 snaps in 70 snaps." So Fletcher Cox is 31 years old, not feeling too good today.
Well, he shouldn't be. 70 snaps. There were 70 snaps. You put him in the same predicament every play. It's it's kind of like if you walk out your house every day. I don't want to bring crime up because we were just talking about crime.
No.
If you go through the same rigmarole each and every day.
Yeah.
And I say somebody's tripping you every day. If you go through the same, if they're waiting at the same place and you going by the same place every time, and they keep tripping you, at some point you need to go in another direction. Our defense is in the same place. They line up almost the exact same way each and every time. If they didn't, then every team, the Houston Texans have built a blueprint and running through our defense, and they didn't even beat us. We gave up 139 yards to a rookie. And a team that's 1-7-1. And show no signs of beating anybody else. So if you think that these next 2 teams that we about to come across are not finna pound the pavement and try to kick our fronts in, just to make an example out, because we won 8 games and everybody's been talking trash and stuff about their victories. I was like, but we won the games and our defense. It wasn't put on notice like it is. Now we're going to get to some teams that are about to – we get into the meat of the schedule, and they're going to put our defense on notice as well. You need to stop the run, or they'll do – we have a high-powered offense. If you leave them on the sideline, you see what happens. They can't come out and get anything going. If your team is not able to build anything, if they're not able to build anything, just what happens. They get cold. The ball is slippery. They're not in sync. And you're on the field for 40-plus minutes. 40-plus minutes of fury. 70-plus snaps of stank.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I asked this question of your old friend there, Quentin Michael, yesterday. Okay. I'm going to ask you this same question now. If you're standing next to Jonathan Gannon and maybe Vic Fangio as well, and you're tapping them on the shoulder, what are you saying you need to do in order to prevent that being the blueprint for beating the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, you know what? We had a good relationship with Jim Johnson and Tommy Brazier. They would ask us what we see. They know, okay, for the case of, we had the same exact thing. I don't know if you remember Corey Simon's rookie year.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We played. You remember we played against the Arizona Cardinals, and they had Leonard Davis at guard.
Okay.
That game, we decided the first game we played them, he kind of came out and was playing a little two-gap stuff. And one of us, and I'm not saying number 90, who's currently the Florida State Senator, he could. Leonard Davis was 6'7", 350 pounds. He has a 4-pack too. So,
exactly. Well, how about that? All right.
Yeah, exactly. So Leonard Davis was giving him all that he could handle, and we ended up getting our ass kicked. We played them twice, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next time we played them, we ran some things to move us around because you're athletic. You don't sit in one place when you have a mammoth-sized offensive line and they're coming off the ball, roll grade to you. Two gaps or just one plain gap, trying to stay in one gap and try to stand still. One, you get tired. I was like, two, it's kind of like being in a job in a rut. I know once Fletcher got to play like 45 or 50, he was like, this crap is getting crazy. It's kind of like him going to work every day and not enjoying his job. It's like he had our defensive coach, Jonathan Gannon, is not putting us in optimal position. Gotcha. It's like, and I think Vic Fangio is only like a sounding board and is only giving them advice. Because I think they're trying to let Jonathan Gannon hang himself, and he's doing a great job of hanging himself. It's like it's like we couldn't get out the field.
Right.
It was we ran all the base defenses. When are you gonna run some run blitzes? Mm-hmm. It's like it's obvious we need help against the run. And you wait and you run some blitzes later on in the game. And they work. Oh, Taylor Heineke throws us the ball. Oh, maybe you should have been doing that shit at the beginning of the game. Dude. It's like watching paint dry sometimes when you watch our defense.
All right, well, let me ask you this just real quick, just to play devil's advocate for a second, because I have not been a fan of Jonathan Gannon, especially over the last two games. But
join the club, we've got jackets.
Are you selling damn Skippy shirts? That's a damn Skippy shirts.
Exactly. If you get a chance to talk to Seth Joyner,
of course,
we both feel the same way. Me and Seth had a back and forth text conversation during you remember last year we was playing the New York Jets? And we was playing Zach Wilson?
Yes.
Guess what his stats was at halftime? 12 or 14 with 2 touchdowns. A rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yep. It's no way on God's green earth that a quarterback that's not a top 5 quarterback will stand back there and pick me apart. He will be put on notice. We're going to hit him early and often. He needs to get the ball out of his hand. You put that mental clock in his head so he'll be scared. You make him defeat you. You don't let him stand back there.
I agree. I know that part I'm not playing devil's advocate. Like my thing that I always say with Gannon, and you have a quarterback like in this case Taylor Heineke, for instance, you can force him into making mistakes. Why are you allowing him to be comfortable? That's where you get 16 play drives. So I'm with you on that, but just play devil's advocate. Jonathan Gannon, up into these last 2 games, had a defense that was averaging like the 3rd fewest in the league, was averaging the best pass defense in the NFL with the great play of Darius Slay and James Bradbury, and CD Deuce has 6 turnovers, and you're forcing more turnovers than anybody in the NFL, and you're doing this great job as a defense as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? How did that happen all of a sudden? And then
the offense. See, what you're not realizing.
Okay,
is offensively, once our offense gets started and they start kicking butt like they normally do, like they normally give you those long drives and stuff and a quick turn. We had a bunch of 3 and outs. When you go against a team that's good, this is going to be a growing pain, and this is where we need to get rid of Jonathan Gannon. If he doesn't come on in these next 2 games, Vic Fangio, they should insert Vic Fangio quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because that's the formula for beating all the stuff you said. All that's true when you're playing against just NFL teams. Because what's going to happen once our offense gets up by 14 or 7?
They're going to start chucking it. They're going to start chucking.
Exactly. Yeah. And we have the horses for that. But what's going to happen when the score is not like that? When the score is close,
right?
And we need the ball back.
Understood. And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
I know what you're saying. And I know you're playing devil's advocate, but I'm just giving you straight talk with the boss. It's like
you're right.
It's a chess game. It's a chess game as a defense coordinator. You're looking to get inside the head of the offense coordinator, and if you deploy your players like Jonathan Gannon has been deploying our guys, you're gonna get your ass kicked 9 times out of 10, especially against a good team. And they're gonna do it. You got behind. It's just like this. When you saw most teams beat the Patriots, who everybody calls the GOAT. I don't know what the hell for, because he's got cheating scandals attached to his name like nobody's business. But when they wanted to beat him, they would keep the ball away from him, run the ball. That's why you think they had great defense. That's the only reason why he was able to even do half the stuff he was doing. And once you can stop the run and you can run the ball, you're in the playoffs every year. Mm-hmm. And you have an opportunity to win it all every year. But if you can't stop the run, like right now we're sift. It's like sifted flour at Popeyes, sifted flour. But I'm just saying, it's like when you look at it, it's like I still don't know what the hell he's running. It's like he's running a bunch of base defense. He's been passive aggressive is the best and nicest thing I can say about him. Okay. But he makes some god awful calls.
All right. Well, first off, now I have to tell you this. I literally talked to my mom like 20 minutes ago. I literally talked to Eleanor, and she was at Popeyes. So I guess you just have it. I think I have to get Popeyes now that I've been thinking about someone.
Yeah, Popeyes is a delicious meal, and it's a great way to stay in shape.
I'm going to Popeyes right after this. All right, so Linval Joseph gets signed today yesterday, by the time we air this, by the Philadelphia Eagles. 34 years old, a Pro Bowler in 2016 and 2017. Jonathan Gannon was on that coaching staff in Minnesota with Linval Joseph, 34 years old. First off, Hollis Thomas, did you get a call by the Philadelphia Eagles today? Because if they're calling Linval Joseph, and he's only a couple years younger than you, my friend, from what I understand, did you get a call?
No, he's way younger than me. I'm
nice.
I'm damn near 50.
You're still a couple years shy. Still a couple years shy of 50. But I was like, no, I think it's a good call because he's a big guy. And as long as he's in shape and stuff, and he not so much a shape, but round is probably the best shape we need right now, because he's a guy that can stop clog up the middle. I was like, if you look at what was happening to us, we were getting thrown out the club. And it's mainly because we don't have the guys. Like, he's trying to run a certain defense. We don't have the guys for that. And as a coach, you're supposed to notice that. You're supposed to notice that when we were playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we were running stunts. That's how we were putting the pressure on. We kept the pressure on. We kept it on early and often. He stopped running stunts and stuff. We have an athletic defensive line, and we have some really good linebackers. Now everybody's talking about putting the Kobe Dean in there. What you gonna put him behind them defensive tackles and let him get his ass kicked? I don't do that to that young boy. But I expect him to put him back there behind Linval Joseph. I think he come in and put some stability in the middle, because you can't do it with the smaller guys who are just athletic, especially trying to line them up for 70 damn snaps. 70 snaps from the Washington Redskins. I mean, the Washington football team. I mean, the Commanders. You'll get there eventually. Yeah,
I get there eventually. But 70 snaps. It's like it's I don't know. And then the weirdest thing is it magnified the ineptitude of the officiating crew. Sure.
Well, real quick, just on the defensive tackle position, because I do want to ask you about the officiating and the safety rules and all that stuff. But when it comes to Fletcher Cox, how much of his, let's say, poor play has been exhaustion, and just 70 snaps is not fair for a guy who's been playing as long as he has, or how much is skill deterioration?
I think it's exhaustion. When you line somebody up just in the same position over and over and over again, not even run. Sometimes, you know how you get rid of that exhaustion? Occasionally putting them on the run, putting them on something that they know what they like, getting them on the move, because then you don't have to take on two blockers. You don't have to get hit all the time. Because a lot of times it wouldn't even be 70 plays if you put them on the move. You would get out of there on some third downs. Okay. We're standing in the exact same place. It's that's easy to block. It's easy to block that. And we don't have the guys right now. We kind of depleted, and I felt like he should have known that and should have been deploying stunts and stuff. That would have alleviated everything. Because you make the running backs start running east and west instead of north and south.
So the Eagles don't have I believe, a Pro Bowl talent tight end now, as he's been IR'd in Dallas Goedert because his face mask was ripped off, his head was ripped into the ground, or shoved into the ground. He hurts his shoulder in the process. He fumbles the football on a key possession for the Eagles. That's not a penalty, but the little love tap that Brandon Graham gave.
Back Judge 93.
Back Judge 93.
Yeah, he was the one standing there clearly watching it. I don't know what the hell he was watching.
The Goddard one,
Yeah, the guy on Dallas Goddard one. I'm sitting there looking at the play. I was like, dude, what are you watching? He's got the ball. That's where you're supposed to be looking at. You're supposed to be looking at things that are happening around that area. The fact that missed call should not be in your vocabulary. My boy Troy Vincent was on. He was on one of the others on one of the other sports media outlets saying that he trusts the judgment of our officials. I wouldn't have said that shit out loud. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have said that shit out loud at all. Now, given the way the roughing the passer penalties that we've seen, the miss. It's not only our game where they're missing face mask calls. Dude, it's all across the league. It's all. If you look at every one of the professional sports now, the officials not suck ass completely. They're god awful. They're horrible. It's like even in hockey. I was watching a hockey game one time, and they called it wasn't no goal because they hadn't started the clock yet. The officials hadn't started the clock. Why? It's not that we were playing, weren't we? I was like, wow.
Did you miss the cue when we dropped the puck? That's what you said. No, okay.
I know. It's like, but then it's like you can't. The current players can't say anything about the official, and I can say something because I'm not playing. They're not guys. They need to learn how to earn their job and earn their keep, or get fired. It's like you need to have some people waiting in the wing. It's a part-time gig anyway. You need to have people waiting in the wing. So when calls of this magnitude are missed, kind of like the calls that they missed in the Saints versus Saints versus Rams game a few years back.
Oh yeah, the defensive pass.
Yeah. Not only that. Oh, first of all, illegal contact.
Right. Yeah.
Hitting the defenseless receiver and pass interference. You called none of them. And it's just, dude. It's like driving a Bentley with a Fiat engine. I'm just saying.
All right, take it easy on the Fiat. All right, buddy.
Well, you must have one or something.
No, I don't have a Fiat.
Are they one of your sponsors?
No, let me.
Go ahead.
No. So okay. Do the Eagles bounce back from this, or will they now hit a bit of a lull before the playoffs start?
No, I think they truly bounce back from this. We have a young group of guys who have pride, and they knew something of this magnitude was going to come. I don't think they thought it was going to come against the Commanders, though. I mean, I think when you looked at it all the way up to the end, we had the opportunity to win that game, and it's probably a good thing that we lost it the way we did. That's like because we can't count on a call or two by the officials that did change the complexity of the game. We can't count on them to always do their job. That's kind of jacked up, isn't it? We can't count on officials. The one thing that's supposed to be fair and can bring you on down the line, we can't count on them. That's a faux pas.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, but it's like, in being around the guys, they have that pride and that integrity where they're getting their mistakes. Now I don't know defensively, I don't know what the hell Jonathan Gannon is going to do to right this ship, but I know what he needs to do. I was like, but it's not my place to tell him. But I can talk about it all I want to. But I wouldn't try to tell him what to do because I don't want to be the reason why he gets fired. But I know, put it this way, I know I'm going down with guns blazing. I'm like, it's not going to be for lack of trying because it's like right now it's kind of like we just there. And it's I'm gonna have to get with you one time, and I'm gonna draw up to you what. Oh, no. I'm gonna draw up for you. No, I'm gonna draw up for you what I'm actually talking about.
No. I know what you're talking about. You know why? Okay. Because you've done this for the first time we ever did a show together. And I brought this up before. We were at Finnegan's Wake, and if you remember, and the band was playing downstairs. And I called them. I was like, "It's way too loud over here," and they're like, "Well, we have to." I'm like, "All right, whatever." You show up, and you on a napkin wrote down, "This is what the Eagles need to do." You slew the napkin across, and it was just 11 arrows pointing at a circle. And I went, "What the hell?" And you were just like, "They got to be aggressive." And I'm like, "You could have just told me, flipped everyone." Anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, that was a blitz we had. Even Fox alert Snake, but some of the arrows were on the cornerbacks, but they were off the ball. So I was showing you who they had. The other ones were coming to get the quarterback, and he has to get rid of the ball. He has to make a fast decision. I know this. I know this because I've had a sack, forced fumble, and recovery against Scott Mitchell when he played for the Bengals. It was like we ran the blitz a lot. I was like, you don't want to give him time. If you give him time, you give him time to make a play. Mm-hmm. Who wants to do that?
You know what I've likened this to, and I know you're a man for all seasons, and I know you'll get this reference, but like to me, Jonathan Gannon, throughout the majority of his career as the Eagles defensive coordinator, so the season and a half, I feel like his mentality is like if a baseball pitcher just threw fastballs every pitch, and it was just like, hey, you know what? Still 30% of the time they're going to fail, so I'm just going to keep on going. And exactly. There you go. But then you get comfortable in the batter's box and you start tattooing it. Why am I allowing the quarterback to get comfortable if he knows I'm not coming for him?
Exactly. That's what you do. Now you got it. You do not allow the quarterback to get comfortable. That you don't ever. You had to put that. That's why I say put the chump on notice. So he's always looking around. He's throwing the ball and looking back at the defense line because he know we're coming. It's like a real fastball pitch, like a Bruce Sutter fastball pitch.
Like a Bruce. Wow, what a pull. Last thing for you. Okay. All right. When it comes to this Jalen Hurts fella, right,
my guy,
I can't remember too many athletes that had this leap from their first year as a starter to their second year of a starter. It's a very short list. How would you rank it? How impressed are you by the improvement of Jalen Hurts from year 1 to year 2 as a starter? Your thoughts on Jalen Hurts?
Well, I told you guys about this. I was rooting for Jalen Hurts the entire time. I told you guys what he was going to be and what I saw. I saw a kid that is he's coachable, and he's a student of the game. When you're a student of the game and you're coachable, you have athletic ability. You see right now. You see the proof. You see the fruits of his labor. That's the best way to describe it. You see the fruits of his labor. He went and he worked on everything that all the chumps that were saying I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. No, you believed in Carson Wentz, but and he stunk up the joint. You still was believing in him when he left. What's that?
That was for the record. That was the royal you. That did not mean me. That was the royal you. Just so you know. Okay.
No, not you. It was like right. You know how many arguments I have with Yahoo's talking about? Carson's going to have a better career. He's going to be great at Indianapolis. And he in Washington now?
Yes, he is. That's correct.
Exactly. So I'm not surprised at it. I'm happy that he turned the corner really quick. But it's mainly because everybody was like, I'm not sold on him. Why are you not sold on him? You were sold on a bum. Sold on a bum who hit injuries, who didn't want competition. When you put competition with this kid, he lets you know competition is expected. And if you don't expect competition, you're in the wrong sport. Jonathan Gannon needs to get the hell out of here. Oh, sorry.
What the hell? I blacked out for a second. What happened? All right.
But no, it's like I love what he's doing. If you see TK Tom Kelly, tell him, ha! No. I saw him do something. Oh, you see that throw? He can't. And then it's to all you jackasses out there who stay trying to nitpick at this game. Go get in the bathroom. Get in the bathroom.
Put him in the bench room. Put him in the bench room.
Yeah.
I'll have to text TK a message. I haven't talked to him in a minute, man. Hollis Thomas, always great catching up with you, brother. You know I love you, and I love this shirt. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
You.
Damn Skippy.
Appreciate you, damn Skippy.
And yes, the beard is looking the strongest it's ever looked.
Well, thank you. I've been using some products, but I'm not gonna give them any free publicity.
Follicle enhancing drugs? Follicle enhancing drugs?
Oh hell no. Just regular. That's regular moisturizing and wash.
You got to moisturize. You got to moisturize.
Yes, because it's kind of just like if I had done my hair like this, I may have kept it for just a little bit longer. It's like it's. I was thinking to myself. I was watching a beard the other day. I was like, man, if I'd have done my hair like this, I probably would still have that shit.
You and I both did the research. That's not how it works. Anyway,
it's hereditary. Thanks, Dad.
No, thanks. Yeah,
thanks
really.
a lot, Dad.
Hollis, always great seeing you, my friend. Thanks so much.
Great seeing you too, babe.
The great Hollis Thomas joining us here on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line.